and I didn't even get like that much physical affection, but when you come from nothing and you get a little something, it feels like a lot of somethings, you know what I mean? Hey guys, it's Shay. Welcome back to another video. Welcome to the new year. If you guys haven't seen me in like a month, that's because finals happened and low storage, and we still have low storage, and we're using a vacuum as a tripod, so not much has progressed within the next year. However, we're still uploading. Okay, I do have more content coming for you guys. I do have a try-on haul coming soon. Shein spring semester, we're trying to be baddies. Okay, but yeah, as you can tell by the title, this week's video we're gonna talk about things that I've learned for my 4 months on campus, my first time stepping foot on Clark Atlanta's campus. I'm gonna tell you guys about a few things that's happened, and yeah, we're just gonna have a little chit chat video. I don't know about y'all, but I really don't remember what happened in 2021. I remember summer and I remember my time on campus. That's it, that's all. The other months that I was held up in my room, online school, don't remember, just a blur. All I know is depression. If you guys learn something about yourselves on campus, whether it's your first time on campus or whatever, let me know in the comment section below so we can start a conversation. But anyway, let's get into the video. I'm gonna try to go in chronological order about the events that happened. The first like month or so on campus, I was struggling. If you follow me on TikTok, which you should, because that's where I post like daily updates about myself and y'all can know I'm alive. I'm usually on TikTok or on Instagram. Both of the ads are shay.day2x_. If you follow me on TikTok during that time, you know I was very lonely, very much had no friends, struggling. I literally forgot how to make friends because I didn't need to learn how to make friends until I got to campus. The last time I had to learn how to make friends was in 3rd grade, and then the people that I knew in 3rd grade I knew all throughout elementary school. Then 6th grade went to middle school. Half of my neighborhood and a majority of people that went to my elementary school went to my middle school, so I knew people. And then a few people that I knew in middle school ended up going to my high school, so like I was already in a comfortable situation where I knew people, so I usually feed off the people that I know and then disperse my friendships through that way. But this time I was just placed in a new environment with people I didn't know. Okay, so I did know people in a group chat from like a year ago, but those people were already on campus all 2020, so they already had their own friend groups, so I really couldn't like and then it was just a lot of people that I knew from the group chats and from Instagram, but it was kind of awkward, at least to me, to be like, hey, I follow you on Instagram, can you be my friend? Like, that's not usually how I develop friendships. All my friendships are just like, I don't know, authentic, even though that's kind of authentic if you be like, hey, I follow you on Instagram, you want to kick it? Like, I don't know, it didn't feel genuine to me. And then I was in this other group chat, we talked daily, and I thought the people that I knew in that group chat, when we would get on campus, we would link and like, you know, chop it up and hang out, but they had their own friend groups and some of them were working, and it just didn't click. And then like, I feel like, I don't know, our personalities were different than what I thought it would be, text versus in person. So I don't know, I just feel like it didn't really match. And then there's a person I knew on Morehouse campus, but he was at school, like he was on Morehouse campus and he lived off campus, so we couldn't really hang out as much as I thought we was gonna hang out too. So it was just like, well, here we are. And then the roommates that were supposed to happen, I don't know if y'all know this, but HBCUs were having a housing crisis. Like, a lot of HBCUs were having a housing crisis, and Clark Atlanta was not an exception. My moving day was Sunday, but a lot of people were moving in Friday and that Saturday. So that Saturday, I was like in North Carolina at this point. I just get a text message in the group chat like, are you guys okay? What hotels are y'all staying at? And I'm like, what's going on? So then I go on Twitter and it's an uproar on Instagram. People are like, Heritage, which is where I stay at, I think it's like Heritage, the Suites, and something else, they weren't finished construction, so a lot of people had nowhere to go, so they had to be placed in hotels. I would have been placed in a hotel, but we explained to one of like the administrators, like, my parents have to like go back to like Maryland and go back to North Carolina the next day, so I would have nobody to help me like move on campus. So I was supposed to stay in 202, so I ended up staying on the 1st floor instead. So the people that I was supposed to be staying in on the 2nd floor, they weren't there. I think they had to stay in the hotels, and it was just me. So I was placed in a different whole apartment with people I had know nothing about. I didn't know nothing about them at all. Didn't know their names, didn't know nothing. You know, your roomie's supposed to be your first friends. Couldn't even have that. Couldn't even have that, baby. So the people I'm roommates with now, they had their own friend groups, and then one of them had a boyfriend. Well, she still has a boyfriend, but she has a boyfriend, so she was never in the room. She was like my suite mate. And then the other girl, she had her own friends. It was this other girl who lived in the same state as me, and I thought we'd be cool, but nobody knew nothing about her. To this day, we still don't know that much about her at all. So the main point of it was I literally didn't know anybody, and like I literally just forgot how to make friends. Like I was panicking, y'all. I was panicking. And then, you know, when people be on TikTok, they be like, oh, I don't have any friends, and then people in the comment section is like, oh, just go to the parties and you'll end up making friends, or just leave your room. As long as you leave your room, you'll make friends. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try that. I had late classes, so my morning routine was wake up, go to the caf, go to the library, like sit outside the library. There's like a little cabana, sit outside the library. And then outside my apartment, if you saw my apartment tour, outside my apartment there's a sitting area, and I would sit there. Literally that's all I did for a good month and a half, and it wasn't working. I would talk to maybe 1 or 2 people, but it wasn't like friendship bonding type things. So I was like, bro, what am I gonna do? I already knew that I'm bad at being alone, but I realized I'm bad at being alone when I have no other option. I can be alone when I know I want to be alone, but when I have like no social interaction, I can't like feed off somebody, it's bad, bro. And then I would go to like the parties and stuff. Like they had on campus events, but they weren't like parties. Like I thought it was gonna be like a party every day, because you know how people make it seem like all you're gonna be doing is partying. They made it seem like you walk down the street and every apartment in the complex is gonna be a party. No. Clark Atlanta is not a party school. Atlanta is a party city, but Clark Atlanta itself is not a party school. So they had welcome week events. So I would go to those events, and I did meet people. I was like sitting by myself. First of all, I sat at the like sorority and fraternity seats. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know you were supposed to sit there. And then somebody was like, are you a freshman here? And I was like, this is my first time on campus. And he was like, don't sit there. They will like fight you. And I was like, okay, say less. I'm sorry. I didn't know nothing about that lifestyle. Like when I would go to events, 1 or 2 people that would see me alone and be like, oh, are you new here? Try to start a conversation. I don't do small talk. Like I'm very bad at small talk. Like I know you're supposed to like feed off the small talk with people, because you know you were giving me like, oh, what's your name? What's your major? What do you want to do? Where do you stay at? Stuff like that. And I would just be like, oh yeah, I'm a junior. And I'll just stop, because like I don't know how to continue that type of conversation. Like I really don't. I'm really bad at small talk. I learned that really quickly. The other person would have to try to like get it out of me. If I'm alone and somebody comes up to me, I'm cool. But if it requires me to go to that person and when I'm alone, can't do it. But if I'm in a friend group, or if I'm in like a social interaction and you want me to talk to somebody, oh, I'll give you all the energy. Like I'll be that person that come up to you. But if I'm alone, baby, anxiety kicks in. I'm shut off. It was bad. So there were a few people that like came up to me, talked, it was like, oh, follow me on Instagram, So I did meet a few people at these events, but it wasn't people that would be like, oh, you want to hang out, you know what I mean? So the first person I like became friends with is my friend Ariane. She was supposed to be my roommate, and she got placed in a different room too, so she had totally different roommates too. So she would text me, be like, oh, do you want to go to this event? So we started hanging out. We didn't start hanging out consistently until like September, dang near October, okay? So I was in my room fighting for my life. With my roommates, we were cool. I really don't recall if we were like hanging out like we usually do now. Now, if something happens, the first person I probably tell is my roommate. But like then it was very much everybody just did their own thing. I think I was known as like the nosy roommate because my room is in the unit A, so I have a window that faces like the courtyard. Whenever somebody's coming in and out the house, I can see everything, so I usually left my door cracked and I would like see my roommate like going back and forth, or when my roommate would go with her boyfriend or whoever my other roommate brought in, I would see it and I'm like, oh yeah, so and so brought in, like I would know everything. And then we have like a common door that I also showed in the video that like when it was closed, it gave me so much anxiety. I don't know why, but I would just keep it open because like I don't know, I felt trapped, y'all. I just felt trapped, like having my bedroom door closed and having the outside door. I just felt like I was back home. I don't know, I just felt trapped. It was bad. So I kept that open, and then my roommate, like my suite mate, she was like, I'm just gonna keep this open because you really be stressing. I was like, I be stressing. I think when I started like really talking to my roommates was when our ceiling started leaking. That was fun. It was just in our kitchen. Ceiling was leaking. It stopped like a month before we had to go to winter break, but we were dealing with that the whole time. It was like an indoor swimming pool. Nigga, pop out if you too, y'all. Indoor swimming pool edition. So she's dripping faster. Love that, you know. Anybody needs some water? Got you. That didn't get fixed. You know, we also have black mold. Love that. But you know, a new addition. Let me take you over. The couch is wet. You wonder why? Because there's water and there's cracks. Yeah, get into the cracks. Get into the cracks. And also here, get into it. Get into it. It was bad, and our stove and oven wasn't working for a smooth like month. All I had to do was like flip a switch, but that wasn't working. Lots of problems. I may have showed it in an apartment tour too. It was bad, baby. It was bad. There was bugs. We had gnats. The people above us was like stomping roaches every day, all hours of the day, and I was like, dang, can we get a break? Can we get a break? I actually did talk to my roommate maybe like the 4th day. She would like try to be like, oh, my friends are coming in my room and we're hanging out. If you want to come, you can come in there. So I did talk to her, but it wasn't as consistently as we do now. She did invite me to do things with her, but I was still like shy because I didn't want to be like that roommate that would like just tag along with my roommate's friends. Like I wanted to make my own friends, you know? So housing crisis, apartment issues, loneliness, lack of friendship, and I think maybe, I know by midterms I had like 2 like serious breakdowns, like crying type beat. I did have like a lot of anxiety attacks because when I would go to these events, sometimes I would get just overstimulated because I know I went to a baseball game by myself, didn't know nobody. I was just like, this is how we're supposed to make friends, right? They advertised it as like HBCU night, so I thought it was just like a few HBCUs. I thought it was just gonna be like Spelman, Morehouse, and Clark, but it was like a regular full season Braves Atlanta baseball game. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have a plan. We're supposed to wear our school colors or like paraphernalia from our school. We went into the stadium. Apparently the Braves colors are red and white, and that's our school's colors. So I was just like, I'm panicking. I thought I was gonna get lost, stranded there. It was bad. But then I did meet somebody who was like, we're gonna stick together, and I was like, I love you for that. Thank you, because you see me about to have a heart attack. You see me, and I was stressed about that for like 2 days. It was bad. So that was like the first month and a half, and then I started making my friends. It was just us two. Then we needed to make more friends because it was just us, and I was like, this is kind of sad. It wasn't like she added me to her friend group. Like we had to make our own friend groups together. We went on our own moves. Like we went on hiking trails. We went to like this arcade type thing, and this is when she had a car. So at one point her car broke down. So we really didn't have any options of like what we can do by ourselves. So my apartment building has a pool area. We just ended up just being in there basically every night. The pool room is right across from like the RA's office. So a lot of the RAs would go into the pool room and they'd be like, y'all in here every night, bro. Every night. And we'd be like, yeah, we ain't got no friends. My friend group, I met them all playing pool. Literally everybody. Except for one person. That's because Ari introduced me to that person. Other than that, everybody else was strictly from playing pool. So they are right, if you leave your room you can make friends, but I think that was just literally pure coincidence. And they saw us so often, it was just sad at that point. So by like October, I was able to put like names to faces. More people I would like say hey to in the courtyard, promenade, whatever have you. I really started establishing like my friend group sometime in October. Like we had this fall break that I didn't even know was a thing. So we had a fall break and Ari ended up going to South Carolina or something like that. So I had no friends to talk to. Like I said, I realized really quickly, like if I'm alone, my mental space is so bad. So at this point, the person she introduced me to was Celis. I don't know what gave me the balls to call him. I was sitting there, I was like, bro, I have to do something because I'm a night owl, so the nights are longer for me, bro. So I was like, bro, I need to do something. I need to do something before I get in a really bad mental state. So I was just like, I'm gonna call Celis. So I called him. I was like, hey, can I bother you? Like, I really just want to be alone with somebody. I don't want to bother you at all. Like, I don't want to be active or anything. Like, whatever you're doing, I just want to sit there, basically. So he was like, yeah, sure. So I went up to his room. At this point, I don't think I met his roommates. If I did, I met them in pool, but I don't think I knew who they were, to be honest. I don't know. So I was just in his room that first night. He was watching something on TV and I was literally just there. Like, I just wanted to be alone with somebody. Like, that's literally it. I don't even think we talked much that night. After a while, I went back to my room, boom. And then the next night, Ari's still not here. I think I asked him, can I bother him again? He was like, cool. And then I think the night after that, I was like, I'm not gonna bother him anymore because it's been like back to back. But I think I had heard his friends or like his roommates outside my window, and I think I had just woken up from a nap. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go outside and talk to them. I think I was like, oh, what are you guys doing? You wanna hang out? And then they were like, oh, we're about to leave, but we'll be back. And I promised myself that I wouldn't invite myself places because like I did that in high school and I don't know, but I invited myself. I was like, oh my gosh, can I come with you guys? And they were already like, yeah. From that point on, we were friends. I was over their house that whole week, bro. Like, I was just bored. They was entertaining me, so boom. Basically, I made all my friendships either through questions for males or playing pool, basically. But things that I've learned about myself, like, get into it, okay? So I already knew about myself, like, I get hyper. Like, by myself, I'm hyper, but then when you add social interaction to that, I'm at a 10. And then once you add candy to that, I'm at 100, bro. I'm at 1,000. And the difference between being in high school versus being in college, at least for me, like, in high school, I didn't like go to people's houses. I don't know, I wasn't really comfortable with that. I became more lenient, I think, in college in terms of what I would do. I think because in my head, I have like a mental age that I think is appropriate for me to start doing stuff, going to parties, stuff like that. I don't know. That wasn't really who I was in high school. I was very, very much scared cat. But yeah, when I get hyper in high school, literally, I'm there for like, what, 8 hours? And then the most is like, people might come to my house after, or like we would go get something for lunch. But by like 6 o'clock, I'm not with nobody no more. But in college, you're with somebody like basically 24/7, right? If you just keep giving me stuff to fuel off of, especially if I've been like sleep that whole day and then towards nighttime, y'all want to get active, baby, I get active. Y'all can give me any type of substance, okay? The most thing that will have the most effect on me is candy. Don't know why, but I get really active when I get candy. So I learned I might get a little too active when I have candy, like a child. So like that first week that I met a lot of my friends and we would go to their room, I was at 1,000. And then upon self-reflection, I was like, all right, bro, you need to relax a little bit. Because I was giving people my whole personality in 2 seconds, bro. Like, you want to talk about childhood trauma? Here you go. Like, I would give them my whole personality. And I could see how that's a bit overwhelming for some people. How I like perceive their personalities, I was like, okay, they're gonna like catch it. We're on the same wavelength. Learned a little later we were not on the same wavelength. They do have high energy. Like, the people I end up being close to, or the people that I talk to the most, like, they do have high energy. So I thought we would be here, but it's 2 different types of chaos, bro. So I did learn that about myself, a bit too active sometimes. Also, I realized that I am introspective, very observant of people's personalities, and I can really like break down the way you act. Very simple. Did realize it's a bit frustrating when I can't understand people's personalities. In my head, once I categorize something, I'm cool, I can adjust accordingly. And I told somebody there, like I told y'all before, I see black and white. So like a lot of conflict that happened on campus was really because people personalities was shifted. In my brain, I couldn't process like, okay, if this is your personality, then this is your personality. If this is how you want to talk to me, if this is how you want to interact with me, then okay, I can adjust to that. But some people's personalities just like flip-flopping. Like, one day they'll be cool with me, one day we just be friends, and the other day I realize they literally just want to have sex with me, which is also something we should talk about. Yeah, then another day, oh, I'm the Brody. It was just like too much. So that's why a lot of conflict came. But I already knew that. But the degree to which I learned in college was like way higher than what I already knew. The same scenario that happened in high school that transpired over like a year happened in like 2 months on campus. But the difference is, in high school when that happened, I won't see that person because we like go to different schools. We both didn't have cars. I would not interact with that person unless it was face to face or if one of us texted each other or something like that. Whereas on campus, if we're all in the same friend group and like it's weird, so we gonna have to address it. Also, it's about addressing stuff. Learn that I used to be like, I don't like confrontation. Like when something happens, I'll just like don't talk to that person, and we both have emotional understanding that like we're not talking to each other. But like some people on campus, if something would happen, I would be upset about it. Like, okay, this event happened and it was like a big emotional type thing. In my head, we're on the same wavelength that we're not cool with each other. But then we would see each other, like we were all in the same friend group, so we see each other maybe a week later, and then one person would be like, oh, we're still cool and we're trying to talk to me, but I'm still like, we're still not over that, you know what I mean? Even though I still don't prefer confrontation, I realize I'm good at like talking about stuff. I'm at to talk too much on campus, but when something was bothering me, I literally just told the people. Like I had no filter on campus. I was really transparent. Like I couldn't have been more transparent in my life. I've never been so transparent in my life, bro. Anything that was in my mind, I came out to you most of the time, like 95% of the time. And I know as guys, like they don't take it as deep, so I would just like say whatever I had to say. And like I would have like weekly speeches. Like if I missed somebody in the friend group, I'd be like, guys, I really miss you a lot. Like transparent. I couldn't have been more transparent in my life. People still didn't understand me. I'm not hard to read. I'm telling you the transcript, bro. All you have to do is pick up the paper. Like I'm telling you everything. I'm giving you a guide to Shayna's friendship, bro. I literally told somebody, I was like, I act like this because of childhood trauma, and this is the trauma. It started in 7th grade. Like I told them the whole thing, and people still was not getting it. I was like, bro, I can't keep explaining who I am. Like I really was. And I think I was trying to pack like 3 years of friendship into 4 months with these people. But the way we was tussling, you would think we was friends since kindergarten. No, we just met. That's crazy. I still don't like conflict, but if you want to talk about it, if you want to address it, let's talk about it, baby. Once you give me time to process stuff in my head, baby, ask me whatever you need to ask me. I'll tell you what the problem is. So I think I was very vocal, which I did appreciate about myself on campus. Like not even just on campus, as a personal development, I did like that I was very vocal about how I was feeling. And I think because like at home when stuff happens, or like when stuff happens in high school, I usually just wait until the end of the year, and I'm like, I'm still mad about this. Like we can't just move past this, please. And then I would tell them everything that happened, and then they'd be like, why are you telling me now? So I do appreciate that I address things most of the time when it happened. Did realize that I needed like 24 hours to process how I was feeling about the situation. Give me that 24 hours, I'll tell you by the next day how I feel, to be honest. I was more forgiving on campus, and I don't know if it was because like the people I would like tussle with, we was in the same friend group, so it was like we still have to hang out with each other, so we might as well just dead the situation instead of dragging it on. Sometimes I be having memory loss, and I don't be forgetting the stuff that happened, but I'm like, at the end of the day, we not gonna live past 2032, so like none of this really matters, to be honest. Once I realized in my brain that a lot of the stuff people would like get upset at me about, it's literally just projection. Once you realize in college that people are just projecting, and they're literally just trying to figure out who they are, and the only blueprint they have is stuff from their childhood or stuff from back home. A lot of people don't know how to adjust to other people's like personalities or how they grew up. So once you realize that, well, at least once I realized that, I was just like, okay, you're projecting right now. You're mad about something totally different that does not have to do with me, so I really don't care. Once I figured that out, I was just like, it's above me. It's above me. It did take me the week before winter break to get to that point, because I was just like, why is everything so erratic right now? Like, why are you acting like this? Like, I don't understand. But I was just like, you're projecting. Also, I got angry on campus. Like, I got genuinely upset. Like, I was ready to fight somebody on campus. That's not who I am. I'm not a fighter, please. I was so mad. I didn't know what to do with the emotions, because I couldn't fight nobody. I couldn't go for a walk because it was like 2 o'clock in the morning in Atlanta. Walk by myself? No. I was like talking to myself in the mirror, bro. I was like, you dumb, you let this happen to you. Like, you already saw the sign before we got to this point. Like, I was so upset. I was so upset at this person. So upset. I was so mad for like 36 hours. But in my brain, I was like, he was just projecting. He's mad about something totally different that does not have to do with me. He needs therapy. Once I got to that part, I was just like, okay, I don't really care no more. Back to when I was like, I don't know when people want to know if they want to just have sex with me. I've never met so much horniness in my life. Now granted, I did start a lot of my friendships with like sexual questions, but it was just pure curiosity, okay? It wasn't no type of interest in any of these people that I asked these questions for. A big part of my brand on campus apparently is asking people like, would you let a girl peg you, right? So that's should show you, like, the second day I met a lot of people, I asked them, would they let a girl peg you? Don't know why. That's just who I branded myself to be. So I asked a lot of sexual questions, and I know in my head it never occurred to me that people could take it as like, oh, she trying to have sex, like she trying to know what I like so she could see if she trying with me, you know, right? But it really wasn't. It was pure curiosity. And the thing is, y'all, like, I'm a type of person who realized like you can't know everything about everybody, right? And everybody lives their own individual lives, and then you put me in a place where people are coming from different type of places, have different like lifestyles. This is just pure time to ask people like, what do you like? You know what I mean? Like, and then these are like teenagers, young adults at their prime of wholeness, right? And you don't expect me to dissect their sexual life. And like a lot of people during this time are like body positivity, sex positivity, no shame in their game. So you don't think I'm about to ask you a little something? So a lot of the questions I asked people for 4 months was just sex-based questions. It sounds weird now that I say it, but it would start other conversations within the friend group. So I was just like, okay, this is cool. This is our dynamic at this point. I don't know if that shaped how people looked at me. So obviously I knew in college people wanted to have sex, but in my mind it was like they wanted to have sex, but not with me. I was completely bamboozled and shocked, speechless. So I guess I was like, okay, with these sexual questions, people thought I was down with that lifestyle. That's not me. That's not who I am. Okay. So eventually people did realize like, not down for that lifestyle. But then they were like, bro, I think she's just gay. I'm not gay. I was just like not really that pressed for that lifestyle, you know what I mean? Speaking on the topic of sex, let's talk about physical affection, bro. I might not have been down with sexual things, but physical affection, I didn't know that's who I was. I didn't know I love that for me. And not even like crazy things, like not even like, I don't know what you guys would think is crazy for physical affection, but I don't know if it's like physical, the affection, the intimacy. If nothing was really giving intimacy, I don't know, but I ate it up. I did. And I didn't even get like that much physical affection, but when you come from nothing and you get a little something, it feels like a lot of somethings, you know what I mean? So I did give me a few grains of salt of physical affection, and I did love that for me. Like in middle school, I used to hate people touching me. Like I used to hate it. But then by the time I got to high school, I was the person that would do all the touching, and I hated when people touched me a little bit unless I initiated it. And this time, like in college, I was more open to like getting physical affection when other people wanted it instead of when I want it, then I get it and I initiated it. It did take me a while because like it's really complicated. Someone would ask for like a hug or something and I would get skeptical. Not because I don't know. It was just like I knew they wasn't that type of person, but then I asked for more physical affection because I'm affectionate, but then they started asking me instead of me initiating it, and it took me for a whirlwind. It confused me. Yeah, but when it was like a mutual understanding, it was so nice. It was so nice. Like that little move where people like just do this little motion with their thumb and like I guess caress you with their thumb. Love that. And that sounds like people think I'm on it. I wasn't. I really wasn't. Because I do this to myself. When I feel anxious, like I'll soothe myself. Because I have soft skin. I do admit I have soft skin. So I will like do this to myself, or like some type of physical affection to myself. But then getting it from somebody else, it's just a mind, for real. It's just mind-boggling. And then imagine if I like actually was romantically interested in that person and then they give me that physical affection. Like in my head I was like, I can see why people go back to like toxic situations, or they can't leave like toxic relationships or something, or go back to their like ex or something, because this is nice. And I really wish like I had some type of like romantic emotional connection to these people, but I didn't. I literally just wanted physical affection. And I realized that I can like do that with my brain. Like, I could want physical affection for somebody but have no interest in them at all. Like, wouldn't like them, don't like them at all, not even want to go on a date, don't even want to hold hands. Like, purely physical affection. And that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. And I think I started to like words of affirmation too. I didn't even know I liked it. But one of my friends, when we first started being cool, he was like, you look good today. I was like, me? And he like, hey, beautiful. And I was like, me? And then like when I went to like my friends' rooms when I first started meeting them, and I was giving baggy, y'all. Baggy. Not like this type baggy, but like sweatpants and just an oversized shirt. Because when I would go over there, it'd be like at the end of the day, so I'm winding down, like I'm not trying to impress y'all for real. So I'm be like, you look cute. And I'm like, but I look like a little boy. And they be like, no, you look cute. And then I also realized guys really don't care what you look like. I mean, they do, but like what you wearing, they really don't care, y'all. Most of the time on campus, or most of the time when I was hanging around people that I knew wanted to like touch on me sexually, I was wearing baggy clothes. And not even like cute baggy, like straight bumming it off. Like there was no type of impressing. Like I was not trying to impress them at all. I found out that they was like trying to touch on me sexually. And I was like, wow, y'all really don't care. When people tell y'all need to wear makeup and have all this boom boom, you need this out, you need this showing, you really don't, bro. For guys that just want to have sex with you, they don't require much, to be honest. They don't. So don't even be stressing, y'all. Don't even be stressing. But next semester, I am trying to be more presentable in life because I'm trying to be a husband. Also, in terms of like me liking people, I still have struggles with that. I don't know if I have like high standards, but I really don't know. I don't know. So I realized I don't like the direct approach. I don't like when guys are trying to spit game at me. I don't know why. Because in my head, I'm like, we're brodies, bro. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you trying to go smack at me right now? I already knew this about me, but like being on campus like just amplified it. I like the connections where like we're friends, and then like I can go by your vibe, you're trying to be flirty, okay, then we start growing to that. I don't like straight out the gate coming up to me and be like, I'm trying to take you on a date, if I don't have any physical attraction to them at first. If I don't have any type of like attraction to you at first, I don't want that type of energy. And then I realized like once guys start applying that type of pressure, when I have no type of like romantic feelings for them, when I'm just literally trying to just be your friend and you keep trying to go smack with me and you keep trying to talk to me like that, I feel uncomfortable. I immediately feel uncomfortable. So when those types of dudes are like, you want to come over for a movie night, and I know we don't have no type of friendship, so if I just like shut you down, I don't know how you're gonna react. You know, it's just like a lot of variables I can't account for, and I don't even know you like that for real. And I still had like my kind of high school mentality, like if I was back home, I would not go to your house. So now that we're here, I'm not gonna go to just your room. I heard stuff about other people's situations about when dudes invited them to their rooms to watch movie night. Movie night is they want to have sex with you, y'all. If y'all didn't know that, movie night is code for they want to have sex with you. Stuff like that. It was. I didn't like those type of waters. I wasn't that comfortable with that. I was comfortable enough to go to like Celis's room, and I didn't know him that much. But I just feel like because I knew he didn't like me, he wasn't going to try nothing. You know what I mean? And because he was just like cool and chill, I was comfortable. And then I still went up to my other friend's room when I first met them, but it was like in a group. And stuff still goes wrong when it's in a group. But I didn't feel any type of like they trying to talk to me. I mean, they did. I don't know. It's really hard to explain because like they did say like some type of remarks, but I feel like I already established like a type of banter. Like I don't know. More of the story, just go based on your intuition, to be honest. I need to be more acceptable to like dudes trying to talk to me, because obviously you can't be in a relationship if you keep dodging everybody that try to talk to you. But in my head it was like, if I don't have any type of like physical attraction to you or emotional, some type of attraction to you, I'm not going to talk to you. Like I'm not going to have no type of attraction to you, and I'm just going to force myself to like you because I know you like me. I don't want to hurt your feelings, and I've done that already in high school and it didn't turn out right. I wasn't trying to repeat that, right? So I was trying to be like, you know you don't like this person, so stop trying to force yourself to like this person. And I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole. So that was interesting. I still get like icky when guys try to hit on me. I'm like, ugh. I did friend zone myself a lot of times, or sister zone myself, but that didn't even work, to be honest. I don't know, it was really interesting navigating things, and it's also interesting like realizing like this is how you grew up, this is how you were raised to talk to people, this is how you were raised to handle women. And then it was also different because like I said, I've always been in guy groups, but it's different to be around guys like after hours. Like some guys, they have like a persona, not a persona, but they have like gentlemanliness when it comes to girls, right? Like they have a way they act with towards girls, and then it's a way they act with when they just with their guys, basically, right? And I've never been in those guys' conversations, and now it was different because I would initiate some of the conversations to like really gauge how they be feeling, and it was mind-boggling. Like dudes was calling girls the B word like heavy, bro, heavy. It wasn't even just that, it was just like how they would talk about girls, or how they would like talk about the stuff that they've done with girls, and then how they like talk about the stuff that happened afterwards. It was just like how they were just talking about. I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. But I wasn't like uncomfortable, of course, because if I was uncomfortable I could have just left the situation. But it was just like, wow, y'all ain't shit. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. It was crazy because I was like, this is how y'all talk in front of me. What do y'all be saying behind my back? Like if y'all this comfortable in front of me, like dogging people. And they was like, they was saying they was talking like this because they knew I didn't want nothing with them, so they didn't have to put on like a, I guess, persona. I don't know, but I was just like, this is crazy. But like at the end of the day, they're still my friends. I don't know, I mean, I think they still my friends. I don't know, child. I don't know. I also had to learn, I'm still learning, that I shouldn't not force things, but try to recreate moments that I had with people that felt good to me. Like once I get that dopamine serotonin with something that happened, I try to like fuel off that. I try to like recreate those moments. I tried to do that in high school too. If y'all follow me on Instagram, I reposted a lot of stuff that happened in summer a lot of times throughout the semester, because I was like, I really miss that, bro. I really miss that, and I can't relive that moment. Like I can't. During the summer I went to New York with my friend Zachary. Y'all saw that video, and it was so fun. And I was like, bro, I wish I could recreate. I wish I could do like a few moments over to make it better, but you can't do that. And then once like I started having like a little conflict with the people in my friend group, I was like, bro, I just miss when we first met, bro. Like that first like 1 or 2 weeks when we were cool, I really missed that, because like it was chill. We were comfortable with each other, but we weren't comfortable to the point where it can get like disrespectful. At this point we know what buttons to push with people, like with each other, and like to the point where we was just learning about each other. And then like when I first started meeting people, we had like movie nights, and it lasted the whole night. Like we probably didn't go to sleep until like 10 a.m. and we started movie night like at 11 p.m. like stuff like that. Or like just random car rides, or the conversations we used to have. Like once stuff started getting like a little boring, or there was like more conflict than necessary, I was just like, bro, I wish we could just go back to that moment where we were just like cool. But you can't, because you know so much about this person already. You can't go back to that place. And I don't know, it's like you know so much, and you can't like ignore what you know. You can't try to recreate these moments, because I kept being like, oh, we should have another movie night, that was fun. But that's not authentic, that's not organic. Like when we had that movie night, it happened randomly, bro. No plans. Like those are the best times. Like when nothing is planned, when everything is just spur of the moment, it's so great. And you can't plan to relive moments, basically. And that was something that's really hard not to process, because obviously I understand the concept. It's just like, dang, I really wish we can go back to those moments. I really do. But things happen. I think now I'm just in the period where I might be ready for romantic things. I don't know. I'm trying to put myself out there more next semester. I'm gonna try to practice discretion next semester, because I feel like I put my whole self out there, bro. And not even like I put myself out there where I'm vulnerable and people can like manipulate, you know, who I am. Because I'm so like, I'm very aware, and I understand that other people aren't up there with me, so I be trying to catch people up. But you really can't catch people up. You can't raise nobody's son or daughter. You really just gotta wait until people, I don't know, not grow up, but if there's a certain level of maturity that you have, you can't force anybody else to like get to that maturation stage that you're at, yeah, you can't like rush anybody else's process. I also learned that I thought that being on campus would just cure everything, cure depression, cure anxiety. No, it don't do that. I was less depressed on campus though, I do say that, but I thought I'd be more motivated to do things creatively, and like seeing other people do things, I thought it would make me feel better. Didn't really make me feel better. I wasn't as motivated. Like obviously I didn't post that much. Things move really fast on campus, and there was points where it was like really slow, but sometimes I just like wasn't there creatively as much as I thought I was. I'm gonna try to be more creative this semester, or just in general this year. I have a lot of ideas, I just need to actively do it, because I'll wait till the last minute to do stuff, bro, and I need to start doing that. Also, I learned that like even though I'm very open about stuff, sometimes I really just don't feel like explaining the thoughts in my head, so I just make people believe that I'm like really slow, but I'm really not. Like I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb. Sometimes I just don't feel like talking or like explaining the depth that I have. Also about depth, sorry, this is going all over the place, but back to like emotional connection. So like when I would get like physical affection for somebody, right, on the outside people were like, oh, so you like this person? I was like, no. And they were like, but you got physical affection from them, basically. I was like, yeah, and that's all I wanted. Like that's literally all I wanted from them, and I got what I needed. Chilling with these people, I'd be like, okay, maybe if we talked about something that had some depth to it, I would be interested in you. But a lot of people didn't have no depth. There's conversations I can have with people, and I'll be like, okay, you got a little depth to you, like you thinking more with your brain, if that makes sense. And like some of the people I was interacting with, like, you wasn't talking about nothing. I'll be the conversation starter. I'm giving you stuff that I think you're gonna feedback, and you wasn't giving to it. Because I watched EC and Josh, okay? They was talking about like how they were just cool when they were just best friends. They would just talk about all kinds of things, like all types of theories. Blah, blah. And I was like, I wasn't looking for that, but I was like, I'm looking for some type of conversation going. But they just wanted to touch. And I was just like, I have no attraction to you. Like, I don't like you at all. I literally just want you for your physical affection. I wasn't doing nothing crazy, okay? In terms of academics, I mean, I never had a problem with that, to be honest. I don't think there's anything else I want to talk about. If I do have something I want to talk about, I'll just come up here and talk about it again. But those are the main points I wanted to talk about. Yeah, basically the moral of the story is I learned stuff that I feel like I already knew, but college just amplified it or solidified what I already knew about myself, because I'm very like, this is why you act this way, this is who you are as a person. But next semester, like I said, I'm working more on being presentable outwardly and not to like impress anybody, because I'm comfortable with being baggy, but I don't want people to think that's all I am. Like I want people to think I have depth. Like I said, more discretion. Stop giving people the play-by-play of how to like read me. Let people get to know me instead of me telling them straight out the guy, this is everything you need to know about me. Maybe talk less. I don't know, because I do listen, because I remember a lot of stuff about people, but I don't know if I can talk less. I don't know if that's an option. Probably make more friends in different areas, branch out more, because once I make those friends, I was just like, all right, I'm cool. But that's the end of this video. If there's anything specific you want to know about my experience in college in general, or just about Clark Atlanta, please let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Shay.day2ice_. Follow me on Twitter, Shay.day2ice_. Also follow me on TikTok, Shay.day2ice_. Or follow me on Snapchat, Shay_OG. That's the end of this video. See you guys next time when I do my haul. Bye.